Morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998, and I got a lot of work to do on the drum kit. So today, I'm going to be practicing limb independence. In all these 400 plus live streams, there are timestamps in the description to show what I was practicing to try and improve, or what question I was answering in the chat. Because I've been drumming for so long, and because I've taught every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student, I'll get a bunch of questions about how to get better as a performer, and how to get better as an educator. In this drumming tips playlist, there's over 100 videos and over 14 hours of drumming tips where I'm answering different questions from chat, etc. So for example, the one that released this morning is Intro to Limb Independence, which is appropriate because that's what I'm going to be working on today. But there's over 100 other videos. The first thing that I talk about is the title. So for example, this one is Why Tenor Drummers Use French Grip. And if it says and other drumming tips, that means there's more drumming tips in there that might not be related to that topic. So maybe something else of interest to you. And because I'm not good at limb independence yet, I'm going to have Shia LaBeouf here help motivate me. So Shia, help me out. I just don't really want to play the limb independence today. So we're going to hide him because of copyright. Don't worry, he's here in spirit. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. So motivated. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. I forgot what he said. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, wow. Shia LaBeouf, I am tired of starting over. Ooh, look at that flex. Okay, folks, we are going to be working on limb independence. I'm not good at it yet, but that's why we do these practice streams. Think of it like the office hours for a professor, where you can come in and ask questions while I work on something. Now, I am working out of a book. The book is called 50 Ways of Syncopation. It's by Dom Moyo. What I'm doing is going through all 50 of these slowly over the course of many months and trying to get them so that they sound technically proficient or musical. The way I'm doing this is largely based off of Gary Chester's idea of limb interdependence, which is discussed in New Breeds 1 and 2. Now, I've taken Dom's book, I put it inside of this spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, in column A, it keeps track of, on average, how am I doing across all of these different ways of playing through this. So for example, the most basic one that you can do is if you're in like a jazz band that sounds cool, is ding, 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 and then you play... Sorry, I had to switch the camera. Short notes on the snare drum, so eighth notes. Long notes on the bass drum. Etc. Okay? So, I need new sticks. Look, they're vampire sticks. Let's hold a funeral for these sticks. RIP. Look how... So, these cymbals are the low volume cymbals by Zildjian. They're great. They are so much quieter than like normal set of cymbals. Whoa. But this is what they do to your sticks after a while. Here's what the beads originally look like. So they just like slowly eat your sticks away. So we're going to go to a new pair. We're going to retire this one. Goodbye, friends. I will use you to fight the vampire horde later. Okay. So on average, that pattern that I was just doing is technically proficient over all the times that I played through this. So just scrolling through this, again, just keeping track of what BPM was I at, so that way I can know to start at the same spot or go faster. Also, what was the quality of the playing and how did I feel after playing that? Like, did I have fun with it? Was I making progress, etc.? Okay, so column A is keeping track of, on average, how am I doing with all these patterns? When I'm doing these practice streams, I'm skipping all the ones that sound good, and I'm just going with the ones that don't sound good yet. So the one that we're going to warm up with is this one. So the pattern is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, while doing hi-hat on 2 and 4 with a foot. And then you read through the patterns, the charts, with the left hand on the snare drum. Okay, what charts might you ask? Well, if you go to the link that's at the top of the screen or at the top of each one of my thousands of play-alongs, jaredoleary.com/drum, it takes you to here. I've got 62 chop exercises if you do rudimental drumming like I do. I've got over 1,000 grid variations, so you can work on your rudiments and whatnot. This is where I'll be practicing. I'll come back to that in a second. I've got almost 500 marching bass drum exercises. I've got a bunch of drumline cadences. I've got almost 400 technique exercises to work on your endurance and speed, to work on stick control, to work on your triplet diddle, whatever. All of these are playlists that have a bunch of different exercises in them. And then down here, I've got over 14 hours of free tips and lessons, etc. So for example, these are all scripted lessons like how to hold traditional grip or how to practice drums quietly. But if you go to this playlist, this is the one that I mentioned earlier that has over 14 hours of questions that I answered live on the different drumming streams. But the section I'm working on today is the limb independence section. So I'm going to be working on the charts or maybe even some of the permutations if I need to like back up and start with something easier. There are straight charts and swung charts. The one that I'm working on is a straight pattern, and we're going to play through it at... Let's try it at 90 again. So last time we did it at 90, so we'll do it at 90 again. Okay, so we're going to go into the straight charts, 60 to 99. And there's a bunch of different charts in here, 55 actually. Do I have any stretches that I can do for your hands and your forearms? Yeah, so if you go to the... Boop. This is the link that's here, jaredoleary.com/drum. So if you scroll all the way down, it's also, since on Instagram, you can find it in my profile. Just like I think it's called like drumming playlist, and it's the /drum on my website. But this video right here, this hand routine, Save My Drumming, it walks through all the stretches that I'll do here in about like 5 or so minutes, plus some bonus ones for like rotary motion if you do traditional grip or Stevens grip. And as well as like if you wear a harness, it shows you one at the very end for how to do that. So that's a video that I recommend for a stretch and massage routine to do to help out your hands. Good question though. Okay, so we're gonna go back here. I'm gonna just pick a random set of charts. We'll just start with 6 through 10. Sounds great. So I'm gonna play this at 90 beats a minute. So I'm gonna go into the timestamps. All these thousands of free play-alongs has timestamps going one click at a time. So we're gonna go 90, and then it's going to count off on my headphones. You can't hear it on your end because there's like a sync delay. But when you practice along to it, you'll hear it. 1 and 2 and a here we and a go. And okay, so this is a pattern that's going to keep repeating over and over. This is called an ostinato. An ostinato is something that does not change. Think of it like a more rhythmic, musical sounding metronome. And then I'm going to read through everything you see in the charts on the left hand on the snare drum. 1, 2, here we go. Alright, this is feeling way more comfortable than it was when I started this like 3-4 weeks ago, something like that. Yay, progress! So on the first line of each one of these charts, you can improvise during this part, or you can just do the ostinato. Whatever you want to do. Get yourself comfortable playing. Ready? And... Cool. Chart number 8. My right foot is getting better. With the left foot on the hi-hat on 2 and 4, it like has a tendency to make my right foot come in late. But it's becoming more consistent. 2, ready, and... Sweet. 2 more charts. So these are grouped into groups of 5 for the charts. Gives you enough time to like have some different variety of like different styles. Each one of the charts I kind of wrote differently. But there's 55 in total, so you know, it can keep you busy for quite some time. Keep it variegated. Alright, last chart. Trying to balance out my limbs a little bit better. Also, my right leg feels weird. Not sure what I did yesterday. That would cause it to feel weird. Here we go. Read that wrong. So sorry. Unsub. Sweet. So, at 90, it was mostly technically proficient. Have a little reading issue, but that's okay. So, on average, still, it's meh. So, you know, we're making progress on it. Next time, I actually want to try it faster. So we're going to try it at 95. But still, on average, it is meh. Wah, wah. Let's see. If we do it next time at technically proficient, still, on average, is meh. Wow. That's a lot of mehs to go through. All right, so next time we'll continue to play through it. We'll just continue to warm up with it. So stay tuned for that. Okay, now I'm going to stretch and massage. This is what I was mentioning to Liam. My monitor is far away. It's a little hard to read. But the first stretch that I do stretches the sides of the forearms, and it feels great. The video, again, is titled, This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming. You can find it under the tips and lessons section, and it gives you better camera angles of the stretches that I'm doing, as well as some extra stretches for rotary motions like Stevens or traditional grip. Stretching the underside of the forearm now. Don't pull back hard. You don't want to rip it. Now we're stretching the underside of the other forearm. Do, 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 do. Feels great. Now the next one that I'm going to do is the top side of the forearm. So I could pull it down like this, or I could do it twice as fast like this, just doing it on the leg. Let's go ahead and save ourselves some time. Life is precious. It's short. Don't want to spend it stretching needlessly. Stretch with a purpose. Make it twice as fast. Speaking of, I'm now going to stretch thumb to thumb, which goes twice as fast. My bass drum's a little squeaky. The right pedal is. I need to fix that. Not sure why. Never done that before. So for each one of the fingers, you're just doing like middle to middle, pinky to pinky, etc. Just getting a good stretch in there. You might need to spend more time on certain areas of your forearms, hands, fingers than I do. You might need to spend less. How you stretch is dependent on how your hands are feeling, arms and whatnot. So if you need to spend more time on something, cool. If you need to spend less time on something, cool. Now I'm going to do thumb on top, fingers underneath, massaging up and down the forearm, just trying to get nice and relaxed. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. Other forearm. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to massage the palm of my hand with my thumb, and then the fingers are going to massage the back side of the hand. It's a twofer. Just kind of work your way around the outside of the hand. Ooh, that feels great under the thumb. I think that's called the ulna or ulnar or something. I don't know. I'm not that kind of doctor. And switch the other hand. And now massage base the tip of each one of the fingers at least twice. If fingers extra sore, maybe thrice. Maybe thrice. Fourice. I don't know. We're coming up with numbers. I'm not gaming. Correct. I do a drumming stream for an hour, and then I game for about 2 hours. Try and do both of those every day. We'll get to the gaming in about an hour. Stay tuned. Okay. First, Kohi. Okay, the next pattern we're going to do. So again, we're skipping the patterns that we're good at. So we're skipping those. Oh, I think the title is actually wrong. Yeah, let me adjust the title on this one. We don't need to do 44. We graduated from that one. Yeah. Hooray. All right. Sorry, adjusting that. Okay, fixed. So now it'll show that we're skipping 44. Woot. Okay, so 46. What is 46? It's this pattern. Paste. Done. Okay, so Samba feet, snare on 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, this one's interesting. It's so open. Okay, we don't need to hear myself twice. Thank you, though. Appreciate the suggestion. When I went and fixed the title of the thing, it like started playing the audio for it. Okay, so the pattern that I'm playing, very basic samba pattern with the feet. So boom, okay, very basic. Now what the hands are doing, this is where it's really open. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could also do it as a knock, but unfortunately, the drum trigger that I use does not pick up all of the knocking sounds, or it just turns it into a rim shot, like that. So rather than having you hear rim shots the entire time, I'll just play it like this. But you could play it as a knock. Boom, and you read through the pattern on the right hand on the cymbals. The cymbals. Okay, so last time we played it at 160 and it was meh. I started with permutations last time. Let's just jump right into it. We'll see how this goes. Probably not good. So I showed you how to get to all these play-alongs on my website, but I'll show you here on my home tab. Again, there's over 2,000 of them and over 14 hours of like drumming lessons when I've answered questions in the chat and whatnot. If you're a rudimental drummer like I am, drum kit is just something I'm doing for fun. There's a bunch of chop exercises in here. Stay tuned for like 12 more shopping sprees. That should come out soon. There's over 1,000 grid variations. Here's where I'm practicing. There's almost 500 marching bass drum stuff, bunch of drumline cadences, computer science stuff because I'm a nerd. There's almost 400 technique exercises. And then here's where there's 14 hours of drumming tips that are like answering questions in the various chats that I have during these streams. Again, think of this as like a office hours. I'm here to practice, and if you have questions, then I can help point you towards some answers. And then here's a bunch of scripted lessons that are like on specific topics. But I'm practicing the limb independent stuff, and I'm doing this at 160, and it's a straight pattern since it is a samba. So we're going to go into the straight charts as opposed to the swung ones from 160 to 240. And I just did 6 through 10, so I'll just go ahead and go to the next one, 11 through 15. And this might not go good. This is a new pattern for me. And yesterday we started off with the permutations, which is like an easier step. So wish me luck. Okay, so this is the ostinato. I can't talk while doing this. And then I'm going to read through this on the right on the cymbal. Whoops. Okay, better than I thought I was gonna go. Again, I'm practicing patterns I'm not good at yet, so sometimes I just completely have myself. 1, 2, here we go. Those offbeats are weird. Because there's so much space too. 1, 2, here we go. Let's do it as a knock. So like this, but again, because of the drum trigger, it's making it give you the sample of a rim shot. Here we go. Okay. Just keep it going. Is it not playing the snare drum now? Come on, drum trigger. 1, 2, ready, and... Sweet, that one's fun. I like it. So again, the drum trigger's not really like doing me any favors here with this one. I'd recommend playing this one as a knock. It would sound so much better. But it sounds like a rim shot on my drum trigger, so I don't want to do that. Why is it not playing on the snare though? Okay, now I can actually hear it. Cool. All right, so that we played at 160, and overall, I'd say it was probably technically proficient. I'm gonna go ahead and move this one, just like all of them, to meh. So that way, it's like I have to at least play 4 more technically proficient to graduate from this one. Because again, we're focusing on the patterns that aren't good. So column A is keeping track of that, and so. We'll spend some more time on this, at least a few more streams working on pattern number 46, which again, if you're like unsure, well, where is this coming from? It's from this book, 50 Ways of Syncopation. So we're going through all 50 ways that are inside of Dom's book, and we're currently towards the latter half of the book, the latter chunk of it. So we just did 46, so let's do 47, a Baião pattern, play the line on the ride, and ghost notes, eighth notes on the... Oh, okay, cool. Baião is probably my absolute favorite pattern to play through. And this one's just like a variation on it. So the Baião pattern, what you're doing with your feet is you're going right, left, both. Right, left, both. Right, left, both. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so in this pattern, I'm going to read through the charts on the ride cymbal just like I was just doing. But anytime I'm not playing, I'm going to play eighth notes as ghost notes on the snare drum. So if I'm playing like whole notes, etc. Okay? Weird, right? I watched a Danny Carey video yesterday, and it just made me think of that. There's like a Swiss part that he was playing. Just in my head, sorry. Anyways, 106, no, 160. Okay, so the last 3 times was meh. Okay. Why do I can't number today. It's one of those days. All right, so we're in the correct drum chart for this. So it's 160 to 240. So I'm just going to go ahead and to the next one. Thank you for the sub. So I'm going to go to 16 through 20. And since I'm starting this at 160, I'm going to go into the timestamps and say, hey, I want to do this at 160. But if you're better than I am, which is likely the case because I'm not good at this yet, you can go as fast as 240. If you are new to playing a Baião pattern, you can go as slow as 40 on these particular play-alongs. So got the whole range. Why is it quiet? I don't know. All the technical difficulties. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and... Yeah, like why is it quiet? Nope, that's maxed out. Huh. Okay. So reading the right hand, filling in with ghost notes on the left hand. Oh no, I was playing Samba pattern. I'm too distracted by the fact that it's like quiet on here. Squirrel. Don't play a Samba pattern, Jared. Okay. Baião pattern. A 1, 2, ready, and right, both, right, both, right, both. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, ready, ew. No, this is totally off. I feel like I need to play this one faster, actually. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but I'm like overthinking the pattern. So what you want to be able to do with these like different limb independent stuff is squeaky. Is you want to get it to feel like a metronome, where you don't have to think about it. This first chart, by the way, is really hard. 16 metrically. 1, 2, ready, and. Oh no, that was rough. Okay, the next set of charts are easier than that one. That one was metrically weird. 2, ready, and. Depending on where I hit, you can't actually hear the snare drum. Ready? And. One, 2, ready, and. You worked out hard yesterday, feeling physically tired? Sounds like today's a great day to just like slow it down, work on technique, or work on timing. I get that too. Yeah, so like if you're just having an off day and you like can't play like choppy stuff, then just like treat it as like a spa day for your hands. Like, let's just go slow, work on our technique. Let's refine our timing. I'm gonna try this chart again because it was really bad. And I wanna see if I can play it better after now my brain has had some time to process this pattern. 1, 2, ready, and. Oh, that's still rough. Yeah, so overall, like, from where it started with chart 16 to the end, it made significant progress, but it's still meh. So, it was more comfortable playing it faster. Next time I'm going to try it at 180, but I'm going to say on average still it was just meh, but I was making progress on it, so that's good. It started to feel more comfortable as I went through it, but that one's a tricky one. The Baião pattern is more complicated than the Samba, where you just boom. Again, there's like more space in there with that boom, 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 boom. But it bops. It's such a good drum pattern. Such a good little groove to play. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we got time for it. 49. So we're skipping 48 because again, skip the ones that you're good at. Focus on the ones you're not good at yet. So this one, what is this one? Apparently I did it at 200. What? As a double time swung? No. That had to have been for the 8th note. There's absolutely no way. Okay, so I can't remember the last time I played this. I'm going to just mark all of these as needs a lot of work. So I have to do at least 3 times, well, technically 4 times to get it to switch over in a row of it sounding good. And then we can graduate from this one. So what is this pattern? So this pattern is double time swung pattern, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a hi-hats playing 8th notes. Is that right? Let me look at Dom's book. Feels weird. So he's got it in his book, like written out. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we're gonna read through the 8th notes. Okay. So at 100. So I'm gonna go back to my home tab. This playlist is too fast. We just did 16 through 20, so I'm going to scroll down to the limb independent section. If you're any kind of drummer, I got stuff for you. If you're a rudimental drummer, go to the chops and the grid stuff. If you're any kind of drummer, go to the technique or the tips and lessons section. If you're a drum kit player, go to the limb independence. If you're a marching bass player, go to the marching bass drum section. There's tons of content, literally thousands of free videos. Keep you busy for a while. In over 14 hours of drumming tips. Whoa! Even though I'm playing stuff I'm not good at, I promise I know some things. 100. Okay, so we're going to go into straight charts. Whee! Well, why did I go to that video? I wanted the playlist. Okay, so I just did 16 through 20, I think. So 21 through 25. And I'm doing this at 100, so I'm going to the timestamps in the description. We're going to start at 100. 1, 2, ready, and... Okay. Trying to figure out what I want to do for my left foot technique. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Nah, this is too slow. This goes faster. Let's try 120. Whoop. One, two, ready, and... Oh, that's a lot on one foot. We can do it. Just gotta believe in ourselves, Roy. 1, 2, ready, and... Oh man, I read that wrong. That wasn't a coordination issue. Ugh. I'm gonna put my hi-hat on the quarter note for a moment, or my leg is gonna get tired. I need to work on my endurance for this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Going back to quarter notes. Sorry, got goofy. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Oops. Ugh. Oh, wow. That left foot. That's too much hi-hat. I should ask Dom, like, how often do you actually play this one when sitting down with a jazz band? 1, 2, ready, and... What speed do you play it at? So a lot of these patterns you wouldn't like actually do for a full chart. You do like maybe for a fill, a measure, a phrase. So this is just to practice it to get the coordination down. 2, 1, 2. Hello, Tyler. Oh, my left leg. Too fast. Okay, so we did it. It was mostly technically proficient while going through it. A couple of reading errors, but I was making progress on it. Next time, I'm going to recommend myself, hey, maybe try it at 110. Oof. Yeah, so again, you might do that for like a measure, a phrase, a big hit or something. You probably wouldn't do a full chart with that. But I should ask Dom, like, hey, how fast would you normally play through this pattern? Because yikes. Let's see here. So we've only got a couple more to go through. Like once I graduate from the ones that we just did today, There's pattern 50, which is the final one in Dom's book. But then there's another one that I wrote down the other day. So the pattern is, instead of ding, 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 you play... with 2 and 4 on the hi-hat, so... So, like, having that... I just screwed up. Having that line up with the foot, that's going to be a fun one to work on. So stay tuned for that. We'll get to that. Probably in, like, 2 weeks. Depends on how long it takes for me to graduate from all these other ones. All right, so now that we spent the last 50 minutes, like, working on stuff that we're not good at yet, let's review one that we've already graduated from, and then we'll call it here. We'll do some gaming here in, like, 20, 30 minutes. What do we want to do here? What's the pattern? We did the 3-4-1 yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. I kind of want to do another Baião one, since we, like, didn't do good with that one. I want to do, like, a normal Baião. Do I want to do that one, or do I want to do... Oh, I thought there was a third variation of Baião. Apparently not. Okay. Okay, so, whoops, this one. This one, less open than the Baião that we just did. So this pattern... You have an ostinato with the right hand as well. So we're doing what we were just doing with the right, left, both, left, both. But you're playing 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, or technically 1, 2, and 3, 4 and. So on the. Put a little bell hit on 1 and 3, and it gives it some extra boppiness to it. Right, left, both, right, left, both, right, left, both, right, left, both. And you're reading the patterns on the snare drum. All right, so pattern 37, last time we played it at 215. And I wrote to myself, maybe slow down. Okay. I like me. I hope you also like yourself too. All right, so going back to the home tab. I'm scrolling past the chop stuff, scrolling past the grid variations. I'm in the limb independent stuff. We're gonna do 200 straight. Imagine doing this swung. That'd be weird. Okay, we just did 21 through 25. Sure, let's go to the next one. This one I think has Susie at the end of it as an Easter egg. Stay tuned. All right, Baião. I wish I had better drum triggers. Oh, 1, 2, here we go. That's so weird. Like, I'm playing like a full-on rim shot, and it's like not playing the sound. Like, I hear the snare hit, but there's like nothing coming through my headphones. Ready? And... One, two, here we go. feels way more comfortable than that other Baião pattern. But, you know, we gotta get comfortable with it. 2, ready, and... Why is it not hitting the snare? What is going on? It's so distracting. If you knew Susie like I knew Susie, then you would like her too, like her too, like her too. Why is it not hitting all the snare drum hits? And now it's fine. Now it's fine. Drum trigger. These are cheap and it shows. Proudly sponsored by Yamaha. Just kidding. Proudly never getting a sponsor from Yamaha, revealing their flaws. But you know, you get what you pay for, I guess. Alright, so it's mostly technically proficient, other than when I was distracted when I can't hear my own drumming through my headphones. But, you know, I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I did not have fun with my drum triggers. If you would like to get some cheap drum triggers, you can get them too. Go to /gear on my website. All right, cool. So again, I just spent like the better part of the hour just working on stuff I'm not good at yet. So this spreadsheet allows me to keep track of, on average, like how I'm doing across all of these. And I'm focusing on the ones that are not good at yet. Now, if you want more explanation of how or why I'm doing this, if you actually go past the chop stuff, which there's like 60 some odd chop exercises, like shopping sprees and whatnot. Stay tuned for more. There's over 1,000 grid variations. This is where I was practicing on limb independence today. Every one of these videos, the second video shows you how to develop limb independence. So check that out if you're not sure how to do that. There's almost 500 marching bass exercises. There's a bunch of drumline cadences, almost 400 technique exercises. And finally down here, there's all the 400 plus like practice streams where I'm doing what I'm doing right now, just practicing live. All the drumming lessons, and then when people ask questions, I edit them and put them into this drumming tips playlist. There's over 14 hours of drumming tips in here, tons and tons of content. But the thing that I want to show you is if you go to drumming tips 74, the one that says how journaling can help drummers. Again, drumming tips number 74. This one has inside of it an overview of why I do this. And then there's a link right here that takes you to, it basically, when you click on it, it says like, hey, do you want to make a copy of a spreadsheet that's like a template version? So it's like blank, so you can put in whatever you want. So if you want to put in like your roll exercise for your high school, or if you want to put in like a limb independence thing you're working on, or a chart you're working on, a marimba piece you're working on, you can keep track of how on average am I doing with that thing that you're working on. And it's inside of the description. And then I also have it in the pinned comment right here. So this particular link will pop it up for you if you're interested in making your own like version of this so you can practice it. Again, this is number 74 for the drumming tips. There's over 100 videos in here, literally over 14 hours of free drumming tips. Now, if you see any of the 412 videos that are members first, that just means that it's scheduled to release for free. So I promise all my content is coming out for free. I don't have an app that I sell. I like that's like a premium or a freemium. I don't teach privately anymore. I don't sell a book. I don't sell a course. I'm not selling my content for you. This is just early access if you want it, because there's so many of it, of the exercises, and I wanted to be able to like play them on stream. You can get it for 99 cents or just wait for it. Like this one comes out next Friday, so a week from today. So I promised all of them are going to come out. It might be over a year from now because there's over 400 of them. But if you want the early access, it's 99 cents. Just press the join button. And then that's how you can get the early access, or just wait. Like, it's going to be for free. My entire goal for all these play-alongs is to have it AdSense supported rather than rely on memberships or anything. So all you have to do is just like share it with other people or just practice with it, and then that supports me. So you don't have to pay for my stuff. I appreciate the people who have, but I promise it's all coming out for free. Drumming is expensive. I spent a lot on my 3 degrees and all the private lessons I've got. So all these thousands of exercises for free. Hello, welcome back. So if you enjoy this content, share it with somebody else. And if you don't enjoy this content, share it with your enemies. That helps me out. Hey, I don't like you. I don't like this play along. Let me send this to you. Enjoy. Anyways, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to get ready for Human Fall Flat. Almost forgot the name again. If you go to the gaming section, you can find all the different streams that I've done, but we're playing through this goofy game. So it'll probably be in about 15 or 20 minutes. Depends on how long it takes me to like rearrange everything to be able to do that. But I appreciate everybody stopping by, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy these free thousands of resources. And again, if not, share with your enemies. Goodbye.